Hi everybody, welcome to Educational Byte installment number 31, presented by Acorn Internet Services. My name is Annie Buck. I'm the sales manager for Acorn Internet Services, and today I will be presenting how to add a post and images to Blogger with the new interface.
Okay, so let's get started. When you first log into Blogger, you'll just be at google.com, and then you'll click your sign in button, which is way over here on the right hand side of the screen. So go ahead and click sign in, then use your login information to sign in. It should be a username and password that is an email address and then a password. It doesn't have to be a Gmail address, although it often is. It could be another email address. So go ahead and use your email and then your password, and then click the blue sign in button. And then to get to Blogger, you're going to go up to the black navigation bar at the top of the screen and click the More button. That will release a drop down, and you're going to follow the drop down to Blogger and just click Blogger. And that's how you actually get into Blogger. When you get in, you're going to see that you have a blog listed. You may have more than one. Most people only have one. And so what you're going to do is pick the blog that you want to work with. And you're going to start by clicking the orange button with the little pencil in it. And you'll see as you hover, you'll get a little button that says Create New Post. And this is how you actually get into add a new blog post. So we click that button. It'll load up the blog editor. And the first thing you want to do is put a post title. So I'm just going to use a test post for Bytes because that's easy. Normally you would use a post with the name of what the blog is about. So something like maybe my apple cake recipe, or something about an event that's going on in your area. So that's where you would put the test post. Where I've got test post, that's where you would put the title of your blog. Make sure you put a title. Sometimes people forget to put one there because it's not really easy to see, but make sure you do, because you want to have a nice title when you are looking at your blog page. And then you also want to have a nice post title if you're having your blog fed into your homepage of your website, so that you have a nice title there and people can click that for more information. So to add the blog post is very easy. You just go up to the top of your page, and if you have a signature block or anything like that, just move it down a little bit and go up to the top and just start typing away and add your information there. I'm just gonna, add something really quick. So as you can see, I'm just typing, and if I get a word spelled wrong, it'll highlight it for me, and I can correct it. I guess well, that's okay. This is just a test. So now you want to add a photo. Get your blog post all written out, and you make sure that you have everything spelled correctly. To add a photo, come over here onto the editor bar and click the little picture. It looks like a little Polaroid. And then what you can do is you can choose files from your hard drive by clicking the Choose Files button. You can choose files that you already have listed from your blog post. You can pull from Picasa web albums. You can add photos from your phone if you have the app installed. You can add a picture from your webcam, or you can add a picture from a URL. Now if you add a picture from a URL, make sure you have permission to use it. You don't want to take somebody's property without their permission. But I'm going to show you two different ways. I'm going to show you how to upload and how to add from a URL. So to add from a URL, we are just going to open a new tab here, and I'm going to do a search for cake. And then I'm going to look for it's going to load here, and then we'll look for images. And so you have an image that you want to load. Make sure you own it, or you have permission to use it, and you just pick your image, and then on the page that you want to use the image, right click. This is in Firefox. Using Internet Explorer or any other browser, there might be a different way to get an image URL. Just check your browser help to find out how to do that. But in Firefox, you're going to right click and then you're going to click Copy Image Location. And I am not going to save this blog post, so I'm going to go ahead and use this picture because I'm going to delete it. And then what you do is you paste an image URL here, so paste it in. It'll bring up the picture and click Add Selected. And you can see there it added a picture of cake. Now, say I want to put another photo, I'm going to click that link, and now this time I want to pull it in from my website. Click Choose Files, and then you just click a picture and open. And it'll load, and you can click Add Selected. So then you can see there it actually popped in above the cake picture. So you can just move it like that. And you can see here as I hover over the photo, I have some options. I can change the size. I can make it go over to the left, the center, or the right. So if we click right here, you can see it moves it over to the right. I can add a caption, add properties, or view the properties. And when you click the properties, you can add title text, which will give a title to the photo, and you can add alt text. And I recommend that you do add alt text, and the reason is that alt text allows Google to index your photo with a description on it, and it makes it easy for people who use screen readers because they have low vision or some other reason. It gives them an ability to see what you're talking about here. And let's cancel that. And then of course you have your remove button. You can also add a caption. So like if we add a caption here, it would be, whatever it would be. In this case, it's the Native American display at one of our local areas here. So we add that. And actually, I think that went with the cake. It did. So let's remove caption. Alright, so you can add a caption if you want to. It's not necessary. You don't have to do it. But you should add an alt tag. So I'm going to click Properties, and for the alt text, I'm going to say slice of chocolate cake with chocolate frosting on white plate. And there's some parameters for alt text. It has to be more than 10 words, but no more than 20. So you need between 10 and 20 words. You want to use 2 adjectives, 1 color. Don't use keywords. So you wouldn't want to use, like, say you were a bed and breakfast that's in Missouri, in Joplin, Missouri. You wouldn't want to say Joplin, Missouri bed and breakfast cake recipe. So you avoid keywords there. Just describe what the item is. Use 2 adjectives, 1 color, between 10 and 20 words, and don't use any keywords. So that's a very good alt text. And you say, okay, you won't see your alt text because it's in the code and it's only used by search engine robots and screen readers. So I highly encourage you to go ahead and use an alt text. And then you can kind of move your pictures around if you want to, and move them left, right, however you want to do it. So that's how you actually add the photos. Make sure you do alt text in there. And then when you're done and you're ready to publish the blog post, the first thing you want to do is preview it. So you're going to look at your blog post, and if you think it looks nice and you want to go ahead and publish it, come in and give it a label. And a label is a very brief descriptor word that you would use to categorize your blog post. So we're talking about like recipes, events, area attractions, something like that. Don't use any more than 12 labels, so you don't have like 35 different labels that say, events at the inn, events around the inn, events at the inn in June. I mean, people kind of go crazy with these. Make the labels very basic. And in this one, I'm just going to say recipes. I'm going to pretend that this is a recipe for that chocolate cake, which looks so delicious. And I'm just going to pop that in there. Now, when I'm ready to post the blog, I go ahead and click Publish. And then I can share it on Google Plus by clicking Share, but I'm not going to share this one because it is a test post and I don't want that to go out to my Google Plus people. So, but if you were writing a blog post about something that you're in, you definitely want to share it. So go ahead and click Share. Now, say I posted it and I would like to change it. I can come here on the blog post page and click Edit, and then I can come in and edit the blog post as I wish. Say I wanted to add a link to somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and add this cooking light link here. So let's go ahead and get this in here. I'm going to go down here and say, cooking light. We're just going to, here, let me move that up so you guys can see it. There we go. So say I wanted to put a link on those words so that everybody would know that recipe came from Cooking Light. All you do is highlight the text that you want to put the link on, click Link, and then just paste in the URL that you want to use on that link. And then you just say, open this link in a new window, always do that, and say OK. So that's how you add a link. Now say you wanted to change when this was published. You could click Published on here, and then how it says, see how it says Set Date and Time? You can change when the blog is to be published. Now, you can do this also before you publish it if you want to set up blog posts in advance. So you just click the date and then say Done. And so now this won't actually publish until April 30th at 12:56 p.m. So you can set your date and time if you wanted to write blog posts in advance because you had a little extra time at some period before you get really busy. You can do that and you can set them up and then they'll publish when you told it to. You can add a location by clicking this button, add your label. Permalink just gives you a link to the blog post itself. And that's how you add photos, text, and links to Google Blogger. Thank you so much for joining me today.